back in the hot seat. I'm back doing an actual makeup video. I feel like it's probably been well over a year or something, but we're back. They're going to be more consistent. But today's video is going to be the wedding makeup look that I posted onto my Instagram reels. I've used a couple different products, but the technique is more or less the same. As always, if you like this video, make sure you smash a big thumbs up, click the hype button, leave me a comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Brows and skin prep is already done. I've been using this recently, which is the Teddy Texture. This is from Unicorn Cosmetics. I've been liking their lashes as well. And then for skin prep, this is the Sculpted by Aimee Hydraglo Hydrating Serum and then the Cloud Cream. These have been left to sink into my skin for about, I want to say like an hour now. I'm actually going to start straight with my eyes. This is the H&B Cosmetics Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer. I've already stuck my brows down, so I'm just going to use this to kind of prime them, more like give me an even canvas. And then my palette of choice, this is probably my most used palette. This is the palette that I always pick up. It's from Fyne. As far as I'm aware, they did like 3 different shades. They did light, medium and dark, and this one is the shade light. I'm going to go in with this creamy shade here, and this is just going to be to set that concealer in place. This eye look is so easy, by the way. Like, this is a type of eye look that I'll just whack on my eyes when I want it to look like I've actually tried, when in reality it's probably taken me about 5 minutes. I'm going to mix the shades F27 and F28, which is these two here, and these are going to go directly in my crease. I'm also not being too precise with this. I just want to get it on there and then deepen it, and then slightly smaller brush this time, and I'm dipping into F27 and also a little bit of F19. These I'm going to ever so slightly focus on the outer portion, but I am going to deepen it as well. How can anyone watch my video right now when I've literally got a chicken claw in frame? Back to that original blending brush with no extra product on it, and I'm just going to use this to basically diffuse everything and just make it nice and smoky. Picking up a pencil brush, and then I'm going to go into this darker shade here, which is F25. This is going to go on my lash line on the outer corner. And honestly, you don't need to be too precise with this either. You just want to lay it straight down. I like to stop almost where my pupil starts and just really make sure that that is on the lash line. And then it kind of looks like you've done a little bit of eyeliner, and it really elongates and lifts your eyes. And then to clean everything up, I'm going to take a flat brush and go into one of these really neutral shades. I might go in with that first one that I used to set the lid. When I did the wedding makeup look, I'm pretty sure I used this shimmer right here, which is F07. This one, but I do want a matte look today, but that is literally the only difference. I just chucked on a shimmer instead of a matte. I always find a matte look really ties everything together. This is going to go on the inner half of the eye. I like to stamp it on first because it almost creates like a cut crease sort of shape for you without you having to actually cut the crease. Can you see how much brighter that looks? Obviously I do need to blend it out still. And then same blending brush as before, and I'm just going over and slightly diffusing it. That is literally it. I need to do this eye still, but then once you've put mascara on, I always find that it looks really, really nice and put together. Right, I'll come back to the eyes in a minute, so I really want to start on the skin for now. This is the primer that I'm going to use today. Hoping that's focused. This is the Makeup Forever Pore Minimizing Step 1 primer. I am still testing this out. I tested it out the other day, and I didn't get oily for maybe like 9 hours, which is pretty good. I do still just want to keep testing it to make sure I do definitely like it. It's got a very like slippy texture to it. That's the best way I could describe it. This foundation, is it a foundation? Yeah, this foundation from mcobeauty I've been loving. This is the Miracle Flawless Skin Foundation. Basically mcobeauty is Charlotte Tilbury at this point, but more affordable. It's quite thick, but it blends really nice on the skin still. I'm going to do 3 pump actually, just to be on the safe side. Spreads out quite far. If anyone's wondering, this is in the shade Pure Ivory. Look, all I'm going to say is this is probably the best shade match I've ever done in my whole entire life. It's usually really orange or the undertones off. I love a sponge for my foundation. I've gone back to the original Beauty Blender. Fun fact, I've actually got the Beauty Blender Pro, which is the black one, from about 9 or 10 years ago now, which it needs to go in the bin, but it's too sentimental and it was expensive. I think it cost me like £16 at the time. Do you see how even that just makes my skin look? But it's also got a really nice healthy glow to it. Concealer is going to be the H&B Soft Focus Concealer, the one that I use to prime my eyes. That has just dropped all over my white dressing gown. I'm going to put that in all the places that I would usually put my concealer, so underneath my eyes, nose, chin and forehead. Isn't necessarily a brightening shade because my foundation is such a good match. And then cream bronzer slash contour. This is more of a contour because of the undertone bit. This is from Too Faced. Melting bronzing and sculpting stick in the shade Chocolate Mousse. I'm going to leave that concealer to sit underneath my eyes whilst I blend this out, just because then it will dry down a little bit more and get a bit more extra coverage. I love using this from Too Faced because I find it's not super orange, it's more neutral, the undertone. And on my wedding day, I want to be bronzed. I want a bright pink, vibrant blush. The brief is get the hair out of my face. That's what the brief is. Please get off my forehead, thank you very much. The brief is bronze, but also a nice like pink blown out cheek. And then I'm going to blend in my concealer with my beauty blender. I just find that using a beauty blender underneath your eyes makes it look a lot more airbrush, and it really pushes it into the skin. And it doesn't matter how much product you apply because it's always going to pick up the excess. It just makes it look a whole lot more natural in my opinion. Nose contour, I'm never too precise with this because I don't know if you can tell, but my nose goes off to one side. So to contour it, I feel like it kind of emphasises that, and it's really difficult attempting to contour a crooked nose. So I'm just not precise with it. I just kind of whack a little bit of bronzer on there so it doesn't look completely white. It doesn't disappear into my face basically. And then whatever's left over on the sponge, I'm going to go over absolutely everything just to mesh all of them creams in together. Powder is obviously going to be none other than Huda Beauty. I'm actually using the shade Cupcake, and I'd usually opt for Pound Cake. This one's got a little bit more of a peachy undertone to it, so if you've got any dark circles underneath your eyes, it just counteracts that for you. I'm not a fan of this new packaging though, I'm not going to lie, because why am I shaking this? It's just not coming out. Watch this, I'll open this now and it'll just pour out everywhere. Yeah. I always pick up my powder with a powder puff and then disperse it on the back of my hand just so you get an even amount on it. But I actually did my makeup the other day like I did when I was in 2016, so the beauty blender with powder. Game changer. I put a little bit too much powder on though, so my under eyes kind of look like crocodile skin, I'm not gonna lie. Blend out any creasing first and then go in with my powder. Another good alternative for this powder is the Maybelline Fit Me, the loose one, and I've seen that it's coming to the UK. Just saying. If anyone wants a full face like one branded, then let me know. I was just thinking then, if anyone wants to know what the Maybelline Fit Me powder is like, the loose one, I could just do a one branded makeup tutorial, or you could go on TikTok, because it is on there. That's probably easiest. I'm going to set more or less my entire face with this, but when I get to the cheek area, I'm only going to dust a little bit of powder over. I used to be that person that would just pack the powder onto my face because I've got oily skin. I've actually just noticed when I use whatever's left over on the powder puff, it doesn't look as heavy. Bronzer, I've got a couple that I love. So the MAC Give Me Sun is one of my absolute ride or die powders, but as you can see, there's more or less nothing left on that. Another one I've been loving recently is this one from Kiko. This looks exactly the same to the Hourglass one. Not exactly, but let me compare them side by side for you so you can see. They've got that same marble effect to them, and I'm not going to lie, they look very similar when they're on the skin. I'm going to go with the Kiko one today because this is the one that I wore on the Instagram reel, and I really like to load up my brush with this first and then just tap it off to the mirror. Helps make sure that the brush is evenly coated, and then I love just stamping it on top of my cheeks. I start from the top of my ear here and then kind of stop at the end of my eye, just to make sure that it doesn't go too far down onto my cheeks, so it can look a little bit muddy that way. I've not done cream blush. How have I forgot cream blush? To be fair, the powder blush that I use is quite intense anyway, so you don't necessarily need a cream under it. I will tell you about my little hack that I've learned though. Bring this down onto my neck. By the way, if you're someone that doesn't like bringing their bronzer down onto the neck, because I feel like once we've added bronzer, we are 1 or 2 shades deeper than our natural skin tone anyway, because obviously we're bronzing. You can put this on instead. This is the Be Bold Instant Airbrush Tan. Everyone goes absolutely crazy when I use this on Instagram Reels. Well, mainly face, but they go crazy. Probably because I spray it all over my necklace, but it rubs off, it's fine. But yeah, that is a really good alternative if you just want to whack it on before you do your makeup, and then it'll set whilst you're doing your makeup. I love this stuff. This is like a ride or die. It's an instant tan, and it's water resistant, by the way. Didn't even say what it was. I'm just like, just whack this on your chest and it'll be fine. My blush hack. I forgot cream blush, we've established that. But if you're going to do a pink blush like this, opt for an orange base, especially if it's going to be cream. I've noticed if you use an orange base blush, it kind of amplifies the pink a little bit, and it also helps it blend into your bronzer a lot more, because obviously the undertone of your bronzer is going to be warm, kind of orange in a way like this, so this is going to sit nicely on top, but then it also amplifies the pink. So I can't show you today, I will show you in a different video, but the blush palette that I'm going to be using is from Morphe, and it's the Cheek Thrills in Après Ski. So you've got a couple different choices in here. You've got 2 creams, one's more like a highlighter in a way, and then you've got your powder, which I love this blush palette. Absolutely adore it. I'm very specific with my brush that I use. This is the Made by Mitchell MF27. It's an angled brush, but it's a lot skinnier. Let me compare to the one that I just used for my bronzer. It's a lot skinnier to what I would typically go for. I feel like you've just got a lot more control that way. Same thing as the bronzer, I like to really go in the pan and then put it into the lid, the mirror, and then I'm very strategic again when I do my blush. This is something that I've just learnt recently, but I used to take my blush all the way at the top of my cheekbones here. It just looks muddy. It doesn't suit my face shape. Obviously makeup is personal preference, you do what you want with it because it washes off at the end of the day, but I like focusing mine directly on top of my cheekbones. I just feel like it looks a lot more flattering that way, so if I angle my brush up slightly and then just start to focus it right on that cheekbone and just keep it there for now, just keep applying the product. I'm going to turn this way so I can actually see what I'm doing. Just put it right there and then just keep layering till it's as sorry, what? Did you get that? Till it's as intense as I want it. And I like to dust off whatever is left over on the brush and then really diffuse it outwards. I'll take it up to my eye a little bit, back into that bronzer, slightly blow it out on top of my cheekbones. And whatever's left over on my blush brush, I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on the bridge of the nose. Just ties everything in together really nicely. I know some people don't like blush on the nose. I personally do. Highlight is completely optional. I love the fact that highlight is coming back in. I feel like, personally, I never stop wearing it. And would I go back to having a big fat streak on the side of my face? Yes. I do have two options here. The one that I used in the video was the Huda Beauty Baby Pink Blush Filter Palette. So you could probably get this instead of the Morphe one, and then you've got the highlighter in here as well. But I did actually go in with this highlighter shade here, which I love. Looks a little bit scary because obviously it's a pink highlighter. Or the other one that I really like, not that one, that's the bronzer. This is MAC Soft and Gentle, which also has that really pink undertone to it, which I love. You could probably layer the two, which I might try now actually. Put this one on first and then the Huda one on top. Yeah, let's do it. I reckon this is going to be really nice actually, because the Huda one can go on a little bit too intense. That looks so much better than just no highlight. My face looks flat on this side, if you ask me. I just love myself a highlighter. I always find these to be like a really buttery formula and they don't go patchy. I'm going to do a little bit on the end of my nose as well, and then I also like to do it just at the top there. This probably makes my nose look a little bit more crooked, but don't be shocked when I get a nose job, okay? Don't be shocked when I come online one day and my nose is just like perfectly straight. I do like to add a little bit of that on the chin. If I've gone overboard, I'll just go back over with my powder puff. It kind of looks like, I hope you understand this term when I say it, I feel like you will. It kind of looks like your makeup when it's marinated for a little bit, because sometimes I don't like my makeup straight away, and then 2 or 3 hours later, after it's had time to sit on my face, I'm like, oh, do you know when your oils start to come through a little bit and it kind of meshes everything together for you? I'm going to go over the top with the highlighter from the Huda Beauty palette now. I love a bright pink highlighter on the cheek with a bright pink blush. I think them both paired together really, really nice. Yeah, see, just like that. There's like that pink hue, almost like a pink reflect to the cheek. They pair together nice. Like the MAC Soft and Gentle has just given it that sort of transition shade in a way. And then I'm going to move on to the eyes, but first I'm going to use the One Size Powder Melt Setting Spray. This, I know the word glass skin gets thrown around a lot and it annoys me as well, but this, truthfully, is a glass skin in a bottle. Literally looks like you've just drank a litre bottle of Volvic. Best way that I can explain it. It really melts all of the products together, melts them into one. Moving back onto the eyes now, I'm going to go straight back into this Fyne palette. This, again, very, very quick. It's like 2 or 3 steps. I'm going to pick up the shade F27, which is predominantly the shade that we used in the crease. And I'm going to use this. Let me get my mirror. Use this directly on the lower lash line and just smoke it out ever so slightly. I also like to connect it up into that shadow that we did previously. And then taking, this is kind of like a pencil brush, right? But it's very wiggly, very fluffy, if that makes sense. You've got a lot of movement with it. Obviously with a standard pencil brush, there's barely any movement to it. You can just basically pack on the shadow with it. This is like a mini blending brush, okay? Scrap the word pencil brush, pretend I didn't say that. I'm going to use this with the dark brown shade that we use on the outer corner, and this is going to go very, very close to the lower lash line. It just kind of connects the lower lash line with the top lash line. Step is some inner corner highlights. So I'm going to go in with this champagne shade at the top corner and just put this directly on the inner corner of my eye. Look at how like pigmented that is and how much of a reflect there is. Mascara! That means we're almost done. Got mascara and then lips. I've been absolutely loving this one. This is new from Rimmel. It's the Megalift mascara. And it's like arrow shaped, so it has almost like an arrow shape to it, so it just grabs every single lash for you. I'm not going to apply lashes today. I probably should do because, oh my god, I used a lash curler the other day. Brand new lash curler, bear in mind. And it cut my lashes. You'll probably be able to see when I put my mascara on, but there's like a gap here. And I heard it and I was like, that doesn't sound normal. Looked at the lash curler, my lashes were on it, and I was like, this is me telling everyone to never use a lash curler again because that one was brand new. Lips, I've got two options for you again, but the one that I was wearing in my Instagram reel was the Makeup by Mario Smoky Pink Lip Liner. I also very much love the Kylie Cosmetics Comes Naturally and then the Rhode Lip Shaping Balance. These are like my go-to top three. Going with Makeup by Mario today. Lip liner is like the perfect pink with a hint of nude. I am going to put the Gisou lip mask on as well. Just ties it all in together perfectly. Sorry if there's been a slight angle change and I'd have to just change the SD card. But this is the makeup look that I did for my Instagram reel. This is like my pink, what I would love to wear on my wedding day. I'd probably change it. I'd probably add like, I don't know, when it comes to it I'll probably like change it a little bit, but this is the glam that I've been loving for it. I don't know, it just crossed my mind one day. I was like, I'm gonna see what I'd look like with my wedding glam on. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and I'll see you all in a brand new video. Bye!